back, Tri-State Sports guys. Let's wrap it up with some baseball. Got two good series going on.
It's been a great playoff in general.
It started with the last week of the season, really.
It really
has.
It's
just carried over. The Cardinals right now, I think they're winning today 4-3 over the Brewers. I think the other games tied. Rangers, Tigers. Tigers are hobbling. Why don't you give me some thoughts? I have some thoughts, but I want to hear your thoughts on just overall what you've noticed. Who you think the best team is?
Look, I think the best team right now. I like the Brewers.
The problem is I would agree with you. How is it possible they can never win on the road? What's
It's
wrong
amazing.
with them?
It's amazing.
They have so much talent.
Right, and it's not all they got the two big boppers, but they're not pure power hitters. Just they're not
good hitters.
They're great hitters. They're not like Mark Teixeira hitting 40 home runs. I mean, these guys are very good hitters. They have good pitching, and they had great series last year. They both hit 500 or whatever they hit, and that's the difference between them. But I think that I just like their pitching. I like that they got the two big studs, and then they have a bunch of kind of role guys. I think that their lineup's got some flexibility, which I like. The Cardinals, they got a great middle of their lineup, obviously. But, I worry about them a little bit. I still think they could win. I think what's good about these playoffs, it's good and it's bad. You got four teams, none of them is overly dominant. You can make a case for any of the four teams to win the World Series. You really could. I find myself, for whatever reason, and I can't even explain it, the team that I'm rooting for are the Tigers. There's something about them. Like you said, they're kind of hobbled.
Kind of hobbled. They got a lot of injuries.
They do. But you know what? They seem to just kind of grit it out. They're going to have Verlander throwing again. They got Fister's been a great story. He had a bad first game against the Yankees, but he's pitched two good games since then. They got a good bullpen. I like what they've done. I love, I've talked about it the last couple weeks, but I love the Brandon Inge story of a veteran guy.
I love this guy. My God.
I love the fact that he went down to the minor leagues and didn't bitch about it. I don't know how you don't love that about him. I don't know why you don't talk about it. I do love that about him. You don't talk about it enough. Tell me why it's awesome.
I'm not a big Tiger guy.
But I don't know why I am either, because you could make the same. Miguel Cabrera is almost hard to like, as great as he is.
I actually don't like.
But he's so good.
He is so good.
So good. He's an all-time great. He's a generational type great hitter.
No doubt. I just don't like them. I don't like the way they play. I think they're.
What don't you like about their style of play, though? I don't like. I hate Austin Jackson. I know that's your boy.
I was actually going to say, and I like Austin Jackson. They got some guys with some major flaws that would be. Austin Jackson. I like Don Kelly, though. On my deathbed, I can say I saw Mike Avila's one playoff hit. It seems because he is awful, and they don't even consider taking him out of the game. I actually like Valverde, even though he's a knucklehead, just because I had him and I like watching him. He's crazy, but he's good. I really like the Brewers, but we joked about this before the season. Everyone was on the Brewers. Then they kind of had a lull. I think they should be better than they are. Markham never pitches well for some reason, and he's supposed to be great.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're losing again today. Gallardo cannot beat the Cardinals for some reason, even though he almost threw a no-hitter early in the season against them. Something about them bothers me, but I love the Brewers. But my team, Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, I'm not even I don't like a lot of their guys. Something about them bothers me. They're the originators of this stupid thing that they do. They don't do it anymore, really, but.
No, the Mets took it over and they stink.
And now the Brewers do it. I think that the Rangers have everything you need to win. They have a deep bullpen.
Yeah,
they got guys who throw hard.
Yeah, Ogando moving to the bullpen is something that other teams can't do.
Yeah,
because he was great in the bullpen last year. He was great at the beginning of this season, and then obviously trailed off. But you got a guy that can come in for 2-3 innings and throw 97.
Yeah, and here's the thing about them. Michael Young, I was driving here today. Michael Young's like 1 for 18. Michael Young's a good hitter. He can hit all kinds of pitches.
Borderline MVP candidate.
Yeah. So my thing is, he's gonna break out at some point. Nelson Cruz is getting hot. When he gets hot, as long as he doesn't get injured, you gotta look out. And they got Beltre, Josh Hamilton, and they have.
Kinsler had a bad year, but he'll hit.
And they have those good bit players.
Yeah.
They have the Napolis, that's an insult to call him a bit player.
30 home runs this year and like 380 at bats.
David Murphy. They have guys like that.
Elvin Andrews, who gives you a good at bat.
Those guys, they're loaded. But all the credit in the world to Jim Leland. No matter, he's got 6 guys hurt, and they give the Rangers everything they have.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I still believe it's going to be Rangers, Brewers in a World Series.
I agree. I think that is what it's going to be. And there is no way to describe it, but I'm pulling for the Tigers for some reason. But I agree with you about the Rangers. The Rangers, they
got there last year.
Right. You talk about the way to get to the playoffs, and everybody talks about it having a great staff. Well, clearly, you look at what the Phillies did, you couldn't have a better playoff staff than the Phillies.
Yeah.
And they didn't get there. So maybe what we really had to get there is you have a couple superstar players, which clearly they have. When they got the Hamilton, they got Beltre, they got Nelson Cruz, who is a superstar
When
talent.
he's healthy, yeah.
Talent.
No doubt.
He's got home run power up there with anybody. You know what I mean? They have good starters, but, I think what you're going to see with C.J. Wilson, he probably will sign with the Yankees, and he will not be great for the Yankees. He'll have a 4+ ERA.
You're probably right.
I don't think he's going to be. I just don't. I mean, the guy, he's a journeyman pitcher who's found himself.
He does his job. He throws strikes, but he hasn't been great against these good teams. I agree with you.
No, I'm not a huge believer in him. So they come at you without a stud pitcher. They really don't have a stud pitcher. They just have a bunch of solid pitchers and a good bullpen. And I think it does make a difference that they went to the World Series last year because they have that kind of experience. And, you talk about an identity of a franchise and what Nolan Ryan has done and really just put a stamp on a franchise. You can't really understate that, in my opinion. What they've done with they let their pitchers go. They let their pitchers throw a lot of innings. And he has clearly just changed the whole mindset of that franchise, which is awesome. There isn't any team out of the 4 that's left that I root against. There really isn't one of those teams that you don't like because you gotta love the Cardinals story, losing Wainwright in the preseason, a guy who is a perennial Cy Young candidate. I mean, back-to-back years, he was in the hunt for Cy Young Award. He was my pick to win the Cy Young. You lose him, and you kind of get. I'm not gonna say have to scrap Pete, but they get Lance Berkman. Without a ton of fanfare. I mean, he finished up last season not even starting really and he comes in, has a solid year. And now you look at their team, they wind up getting Furcal, who has got a ton of playoff experience, and he's not going to shy away from a big spot. They're an exciting team to watch, so you kind of want to root for them too. And I like good managing, and I like Tony. I know you're not a big Tony La Russa guy, but you can't really argue with his track record of what he's done in both leagues. Proven he could win the National League. He's proven back in the day he won in the American League. His methods clearly work. He was able to piece together. I mean, if it was the Mets and they lost, the Mets lose Johan Santana, they have no shot of winning. The Cardinals lose their stud pitcher and they go out and they're in the NLCS.
What I think where I think Tony La Russa's greatness lies is the stuff that he doesn't want attention for. Like, he wants attention when he bats a pitcher eighth.
Which is the worst.
But I heard, and I don't know if this is true, and we have to check the lineup today. I heard that he's never done it in a playoff game. So he does it all the time in the regular season about how great a move it is, but he never does it in an important game.
Yeah.
So I think that stuff's overrated. But where he's great is the stuff like he needs to find a shortstop. He has no shortstop on his team. The next thing you know, the guy, whoever he finds, is playing a stellar shortstop.
Yeah.
He gets...
Free John Jay. That's your boy.
Yeah, he loses Adam Wainwright. He finds everyone and their mothers to pitch. Colby Rasmus.
Colby Rasmus was a
guy
guy.
Has all the talent in the world. That guy would never get traded off 90% of the teams in this league. He doesn't care. He wants to win. He gets John Jay, who is a journeyman in that, like, he's been a backup for a couple of years. I told you, free John Jay, and all that guy does is produce. David Freese, so I told you, he loves David Freese. He loves the guy more than anyone in the league. Mm-hmm. And he keeps putting him in there and he produces. So that's what he's better at, those big things. I think that he overmanages a little, like he's trying to make a splash. And I think that's where he screws himself up.
What I think is funny is he's got the reputation of he really is the one that revolutionized how you use a bullpen.
The specialty pitching.
But when in a big spot when you need him, he lets Chris Carpenter go.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's what I agree.
He does,
I think he's fraudulent.
He almost is. It's
is.
He's known for the things you're talking about, mixing up the lineup, betting your pitcher eighth. He's known for specialty pitching, but he knows that.
We got to check today to see if Carpenter's batting ninth for the Cardinals. We want to see who's batting ninth for the Cardinals today, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't.
Yeah, and Jim Leyland.
They're like best friends, I think, aren't they?
They are they're best friends, and Jim Leyland. But people. I don't know if people forget, but I mean, the Tigers were horrible for a long time before he got there. Now, they were kind of building up, so it wasn't a huge shock when he got there and they got good. But, I mean, let's be honest. They've been relevant since he's been there. And I don't think that's a coincidence. They have talent, but he just knows how to win. He likes to smoke his cigarettes and just win ball games.
He's got a lot of years. He's taken a lot of years off his life.
Yeah.
The way he smoked, you can tell he's lived.
I don't know how old he is, but he looks 100.
Now, what's his deal with, he never wants to pitch Verlander?
I don't know.
Verlander always says I can pitch, and he refuses to let him pitch.
And did you hear he played the prank on him before Game 5?
No.
You didn't hear about this?
No.
Before Game 5 against the Yankees, he told Verlander the day before, you're not going to pitch no matter what. Throw your regular bullpen session.
Yeah.
He throws his bullpen session, Verlander. He's icing down his arm.
Yeah.
He goes up to him and goes, hey, I'm going to probably need you for a couple innings today. And Verlander, his face goes white, and he's like, well, what do you mean? I just threw my bullpen. He goes, wait, I told the pitching coach to pull you back. I didn't want you to throw a full bullpen session.
That's unbelievable.
He does this to mess with him Game 5.
Are you serious about that?
That's a story to God. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't hear this story.
I didn't hear that. I know that. I think Jim Leyland does a masterful job. I got nothing bad to say about him. And it's not even Miguel Cabrera. You know what it is? I think that team just is like too. It's almost like they just wait for Miguel Cabrera to win. I like Don Kelly a lot.
But he's another journeyman guy. I
like guys
30
like
years
that.
Old.
But I think I get annoyed at the Victor Martinez's.
How do you get annoyed? You know that he led the major leagues in hitting with runners in scoring position?
Well, I know that after a walk, he hit like 390.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. The reason you like him, I don't like him for some reason. I don't know what it is.
You don't like many people.
No, I don't like well, I don't like
you don't. You find flaws more than you find. I mean, the guy produces. I mean, that's what he does. The guy. What do you want more? Like you just said, he had 390 after a walk to Cabrera, so you want protection.
Something about the team makes it unlikable to me. Maybe because they're not sexy and they don't have a lot of talent, like a lot of overall talent.
But that's why I like them. That's exactly why I like them. I don't know.
I don't have a reason. It's not logical. I'd agree.
You like Papa Grande? Who does he call him? The big potato? What do you call him?
Dude, I don't know.
I haven't seen it. You said
I don't know where you get your nickname, his nickname from.
Maybe it's in my own head. I call
him.
On
Twitter,
I don't follow Twitter.
The beat reporters for Detroit call him. And they'll be like, "Big Potato entering." Yeah, I don't know what.
Why are you following the beat reporters for the?
I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm glad I did too.
Because in fantasy baseball, my boy was Brennan Bosch. And it was a lot of times when he was injured and you'd want to know if he was going to be in the lineup, so you just check there. And it's amazing. Anyone who plays fantasy baseball in a daily league who's not watching Twitter, thank you. I thank you because it's at my advantage.
Now, you don't like Victor Martinez, but Brennan Bosch is your boy.
Well, he was on my team. I think Brennan Bosch is very good.
He's good. Not very good.
Yeah, Come on. I think he's very underrated.
Very streaky.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
So give me your predictions coming out of this series. Who's playing in the World Series? You just said you think it's going to be the Brew Crew.
Let me restate. I want the Brewers to play the Rangers, and I would love either one of those teams would make me happy because I love them both.
Who do you think is going to make it though?
I got a bad feeling because I see that the Cardinals are winning right now. I got a bad feeling about the Brewers because for some reason, at some point, you got to win a road game. I would think. Maybe you don't.
I think
the Minnesota Twins won a World Series, didn't win one road game.
I think the Brewers are going to win still.
Do you really?
And I think the Detroit Tigers are going to come back and win this series. And I think the Brewers are going to win the World Series. That's my prediction.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what,
the Brewers are going to win a World Series.
Rich Trimboli, a week before the season ended, told me Brewers are going off at 9-1 to win the World Series right now. That's where the money's at. We kind of laughed him off right now.
They put money on it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's just play money. I'm sure it wasn't real money. Illegally, I'm sure. But he put some money on the Brew Crew, and so now I'm kind of pulling for him because I didn't put any money on anybody. So
no one even gave me the look. I would have put some money on the Brewers. I like the Brewers. The Brewers are loaded. They are loaded.
They really are, and this is kind of their year to make it happen.
But I'm just gonna send a warning out. Not that the Brewers care. They are teetering on of being a very hated team. They got that Mets thing going. That when everyone.
Well, I mean, Nigel Morgan's. He's hard to like at times.
But
it is. T+ is their identity for a guy who's.
But Fielder does it. And, yeah.
How could you? Anybody that doesn't like Prince Fielder is kind of an idiot.
I'm just. They're teetering. What pissed you off besides Tony not being here again?
That's kind of what pissed me off. Him not being there, and then Coach Ireland.
Well, see, I knew you were going to bring up Coach Ireland. I am glad.
I'm not glad.
I see.
We put Norkai on the map. Let's be honest.
No.
Whoa.
Hold on.
The first year we covered Norkai, all of a sudden they're 4-0.
All year we said to Coach Ireland, what? Get in the film room.
But since we started having Norkai guys, listen, I'm a believer in karma and all this stuff. They've had a Norkai guy sitting in that seat every week.
Well, I hope you're wrong because I want them to win.
I want them to win. I mean, look, you 15-0. So I guess
all of a sudden you want their field goal kicker
who hasn't won kick the field goal all year. You want them to kick 5 field goals?
No. They're gonna kick one and go for 2 in the other one. I'm not even from Norwalk, and I got the pride going. I'm telling you right now, my boy Tomar's gonna have a big game.
Oh, that's
Moose,
a lock.
I got nothing but respect for a guy who's in a film room right now.
Over under Tomar yards, 78.
Over.
Lock it up.
James Starks, baby. Have a good week, everyone. We'll see you soon. We're the Tri-State Sports guys.
All right.